Not surprisingly, the Museum of the Bible contains many different Bibles, and songs about the Bible, stories from Hebrew texts, and even contemporary fashion designs with biblical themes. The Bible is significant because it helps people navigate through life, says Tony Zeiss, the museum's executive director.
Lessons to be learned there. So we're concentrating on its history, its narrative, and its impact. We would like for them to personally commit to becoming more engaged in this amazing book.
He says the museum is non-sectarian, and more than 100 scholars who represent various points of view designed the exhibits, which fill several floors in the large building. There are state-of-the-art interactive displays to educate people and keep them entertained, even in the elevators. And you can also stroll through a recreation of Nazareth, the town where Jesus grew up.
It's meant to create a setting where when you walk in, you feel like you're in a different place, a different world in the sense, that you would find 2,000 years ago.
The museum was founded by Steve Green of the conservative Christian evangelical family that owns Hobby Lobby, the world's largest privately owned arts and crafts retailer.
It would be hard for us as a family to try to hide what we believe. We believe this book is what it claims to be. But our role here is to present the facts of the Bible, more of it in a journalistic look.
But that's questionable, says John Fia, who considers himself a liberal evangelical Christian.
As much as they want to try to stay neutral, an objective take on the Bible, it's going to be very, very hard to present the Bible in that way, because the Bible is always so sort of ensconced, so connected to a particular religious tradition and their way of interpreting it.
Georgetown University professor Jacques Berlinerbrau, who is Jewish, believes the museum has a hidden agenda.
The idea that the museum doesn't have any intent to convert people to a particular reading of God, of Jesus Christ, of the Scripture, is absurd.
And Fia sees a hidden agenda in placing the museum in the nation's capital.
It's hard to see this as anything other than an attempt to try to bring Christian values and the Bible's teachings as understood by evangelical Protestants like the Greens into the center of American political life and American cultural life.
The museum contains impressive ancient artifacts, some on loan, others from the Greens' massive collection of antiquities, some of which, it turns out, were smuggled out of Iraq and purchased inadvertently by the family. The Greens forfeited the items and paid a $3 million fine. And Green told VOA the museum is willing to return artifacts to their home countries.
If there's any artifact that we have that they would have a claim, that's fine.
Museum officials are encouraging people to come to the museum and decide what they think for themselves. Deborah, VOA News, Washington.